Hello friends! This is a video of a tutorial just to do a basic stage makeup. For those of you that haven't performed on stage before or are not super familiar with makeup, I'm just going to kind of go over the basics of kind of our basic stage look. And then of course for each class or different shows, Natalie will recommend character makeups or different colors or things like that, but I'm just going to go over a basic stage makeup today. So you want to start with your skin washed, moisturized, ready to go. The better you take care of your skin before you do a makeup, the better your makeup's going to look. So on show day, maybe or the night before, give your skin a good exfoliation, do a mask or some sort of like hydrating treatment, and then make sure it's well moisturized before you start your makeup. So the first step of the makeup is a primer. This is just going to help your skin not kind of sweat through your makeup, make sure everything stays in place. There's a million different kinds. Holler at our girls Caitlin and Harmony, the makeup artists. They will know a lot more about current day products and what's available. If you have any questions about that, I know Caitlin works at Sephora. She will know all the things. I personally have a lot of redness in my skin and get really red when I'm dancing, so a kind of color corrective primer is usually what I go for, or something that's just mattifying to help keep the shine down. We're going to do anti-redness today. So we're going to do a layer of that. I'm going to switch to like fast forward mode so you don't have to watch me do all the little steps. So we're going to do our primer. And then after that, our foundation. So for stage, you want to find a full coverage foundation. This is not the time to like go for our tinted moisturizer. You want to find something that's full coverage, that's going to give you a blank canvas and keep the redness and the shine out of your skin so that you can add it specifically where you want it with your makeup. This is a really affordable option. It's just a simple CoverGirl Outlast 24-hour bad boy. And if you're new to buying foundation, it's hard to see the color on here. You want to match it to your neck. So our face tends to have a lot more pigmentation from sun damage, redness, things like that, but our neck tends to kind of stay closer to our base skin color. So if you match it to your neck, you might notice when you put it on, it looks like a little paler than you're used to, but we're going to add all the color back in with bronzer, blush, etc. where we want it. And then you can get a concealer as well if you have any breakouts or want to just like do a little bit extra under the eyes. I find you don't need much though with a full coverage foundation. It kind of takes care of it all in one go. But if you want to add concealer after your foundation, knock yourselves out. So we have primer, foundation, and concealer all on now. You'll notice I applied it mostly with my hands. I'm kind of into that. And then if I have a little bit too much, I just use my sponge and kind of like blend it out, and it'll absorb any extra product on my skin. And then I can use it to blend in my concealer as well. So that's what I did. Next, we're going to powder the shit out of it. I like little powder puffs like this. Brushes also work, and so you just want like a translucent powder. This one is completely colorless, it's actually white. If you have a deeper skin tone, you can get one that's slightly pigmented, and you're just going to like press this into your skin everywhere. So you want a nice like powdered finish, because we're going to use powder, blushes, and shadows for stage because we sweat. Like cream colors can give nice dewy finishes if we're doing makeup for photo shoots or special events, things like that, but you definitely want to go for the powder when it comes to stage because we're sweating. Okay, we're gonna fast forward through this, but I'm gonna give it a fast, thorough powdering. Okay, we are powdered. I usually just run over with a brush just because sometimes with the powder puff it can leave kind of some patches. So just make sure it's all even. And next we're going to start adding some color back into the face. So we're going to do bronzer, which is going to contour the face, as well as a blush to bring color into the cheeks. So for bronzer, you can use something that has shimmer in it or a flat color. You can get some really cheap bronzers, find one that's appropriate for your skin tone. If you're pale, something like a light brown like this, you don't really want to go too much darker than that. If you're darker skin, have at her. Find what creates a depth of contour for you. And so we're gonna add contour to, I mean, definitely under the cheekbones here. So you wanna kind of put the color on your brush and then start closest to your hairline, and then just start like making a line right along the bottom edge of your cheekbone there. And so you want like the intensity of the color to be as close to your hairline as possible, and then you're gonna blend it down. And you don't want to really come further than like the middle of your eye towards your mouth. And then you're just gonna blend that. And feel free, like you want to be like a little more heavy-handed with this than you would expect. Sorry, my cat's fighting behind me. You want to be a little more heavy-handed than you would for like a standard makeup, because you're gonna be under the hot lights and things will wash out. So contour the cheekbone, contour under your jawline. That will just help create separation between your neck and your face so that we can see all your lovely expressions on the stage. So you can kind of like get into the angle right under the ear and then just pull it to the chin and then blend down the neck so it's not a harsh line. And then a little swipe across the forehead. So you kind of want to go to the hairline, down, and blend it into the hairline so it doesn't look like, you know, just a patch of brown on your forehead. You want it to look like kind of the sun hit you from the top. I have a pretty low forehead, like I don't really have much forehead, so contouring this doesn't do a ton for me, but if you're a person whose hairline starts kind of back past like the flat front of your forehead, you want to kind of get any part of your forehead that's facing up and contour that. That's going to really like help bring kind of your face into focus and keep those lights from like bouncing off the top of your forehead. And I like to kind of bring a little bit right into the side of the frontal bone there. It just kind of like brings the focus into the eye a little bit more. So right off the edge, you can feel the edge of the bone, and then where that temple dip is, just right along the edge of that bone. And then for your blush, you're gonna bring a color, and you wanna find something pretty saturated. So like this is an intense one, but you get a lot of bang for your buck with that one. Or you could do something like a little bit more muted. Again, match it to your skin. For stage, I like to do the really bright one. It just brings a nice pop of color. So for this, classic smile. And go right, kind of, again, you don't want to come too much further in than the center of your eye with your blush, but right on the apple of your cheeks, and then like blushing, or then blending it out and kind of down into that bronzer. Here's your blush. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side in fast forward. Okay, so we can already start to see our face has more definition and our expressions are gonna start to show up more, and we got color in the cheeks. So eyeshadow is a tricky thing. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm gonna do that in a minute because I wouldn't even say eyeshadow is like the most important thing. Brows, lashes, lips. If you do nothing else, get some foundation on, get some blush in your cheeks, and then brows, lashes, lips are the things to definitely focus on. But I am gonna go through shadow after we do my brows. So brows, find a color that's quite similar to your natural hair color or whatever your current hair color is. You're just gonna define them and fill them in however that works for you. There's pencils, there's powders, there's like every product imaginable. I really like just doing powder and then doing kind of a clear wax or clear mascara over top just to seal them in. So I'm gonna define my brows and then we'll move on to the eyes. So I know these look really dark, but it'll make sense once we get the eye makeup on. So For shadow, you want to start with just a light color. If you have a palette, or can I open my palette? It'll usually have, like, look for something with the earth tones. You want like a brown and a cream color basically, or a white. I personally like to use a shimmery white as my highlight color, and then I'll probably use like a bronzy brown for the shadow. So placement wise, you want to do your lightest color. You can kind of run it over the whole lid as like a base, but most importantly you want to make sure you have highlight like up under this brow and then on this inner corner, and you can blend it a little bit into the upper and lower lash line, and then from there you want to just take your brown, start it like the darkest on like the outer edge area here, and then you're just going to blend it across the lid, and then you can kind of feel where the bone is. That's kind of where you want to like make the edges of your eyeshadow. So like feel the orbital bone, like that's kind of your zone. And so keep it as dark as like apply it along the lash lines and then blend it up and out, so that it's kind of darkest along the lashes and in this outer corner, and then blends out and gets lighter into the middle. Again, if you're feeling intimidated by this, slap a brown on from kind of lashes to crease, and then smudge a little bit under those lower lash lines and call it a day. I'm gonna get a little bit fancier for those of you that want to kind of have a little more fun with it. So we got our shadow on. I went for like a bit of a smokier eye. I just really like the definition that gives on the stage, because you want to be able to see these eyeballs. And so next we're going to do a liner. I like to do a liquid on the upper lid and then just a pencil liner on the lower. So I'll do one side to show you here. So lashes, if you're going to be using magnetic lashes, again, magnetic versus glue is a totally personal preference. Some people love both and not the other, so find what works for you. I personally like glue. I've had the magnetic ones kind of blow off in a strong wind or fall off spinning, things like that. So I find the glue to be a little bit more secure personally on the stage, but lots of art dancers feel the opposite. So find what works best for you. But if you are doing magnetic, you're going to want to use the liner that comes with your lashes, because you're actually going to need multiple layers of it. So you're going to do like a line of it, let it dry, do another layer, and like probably 3 layers of the magnetic liner to really get the magnetization to get those lashes to stick. I'm just going to use a regular liquid liner because I'm not doing magnetic lashes. Okay, so that's the liquid, and then the pencil, I also will sometimes smudge this under the upper lashes. I'm not going to today, just because allergy season, my eyes are irritated enough. And then I just smudge this pencil liner on the lower, just into the lash line, just to give a little defined edge to our smoky eye. So next you're gonna do mascara, top and bottoms. and then stick your lashes on. These are my all-time favorites. These come in magnetic and gluable, and it's the Ardell Foam Ink 854. They're actually layered, so they kind of have like a ruffly effect. They're my new favorites. I love them, highly recommend. And I use both kinds of lash glue. The liquid you kind of paint it on, the white kind of stuff you squeeze it on. And if you need help with lashes, we'll all help you on show day. So just come find one of us that's been doing this for a while. Lashes are on. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but I only had one on. The difference these make. So if you are like, I don't want to do any of this, if you do nothing at all, fill in your brows, put mascara and lashes on, and put a lip color on, because those three things will make the biggest difference on your face on stage. So next we're gonna do lips. Before I do lips, I'm just gonna add a little bit of highlight to my face. I like to add a little bit right on top of the cheekbones. I like to do the tips of my nose. You can also put a little bit of bronzer down the sides of your nose if you want to just like snatch it up a little. And then I like to do a little bit of highlight right on the bow, Cupid's bow of my lip. Just kind of makes your lips look bigger and amplifies your mouth so that they can see your facial expressions. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to line my lips. You can either just use a nude color or a color similar to the lipstick you're going to use. Natalie said lipstick wise, that's choose your own adventure. You just want it to be at least, like, I have foundation on my lips right now, but at least 2 shades darker than your natural lip color, which everyone says is like the color of your inner lip or your nipples. But yeah, something at least 2 shades darker. You really want to like amplify the lips. Yeah, so that you can choose whatever color you want. I am personally a classic red lip gal, so I'm gonna be doing a red lip. I like to layer. I have this like waterproof, like permanent, it's almost like a lip stain. I usually put a layer of that on just so I have a base, and then I put my lipstick on top just to make sure it stays put. Yeah, so I'll do that for you in fast forward, highlighting and then lip color. So once your lip color is on, you want to blot. That will help keep it from getting all over your costume pieces. And finger in mouth, kind of purse your lips and just run it all the way around the inside of your mouth. And that will keep it off your teeth. That gets all of the stuff that's on the inside of your lips, and hopefully keeps it off your teeth for the show. So that's pretty much it. Final step is a setting spray. There's again a million of these on the market. I tend to look for a mattifying one for stage that's going to help keep the shine down where we don't want it. You can find them, Winners, Sephora, all those kinds of places. So a good spritz of setting spray. I got a little too much on my forehead. It feels like it's going to drip, but there you go. Let that dry. And you're ready for the stage! So as you can see already, my features look much more cartoonish, they stand out more, and that's the whole point of this, is to just make sure that all of your lovely facial expressions are visible on that big stage from the back of the theater under those really bright lights. So it'll feel a little bit clownish if you're not used to it, but it makes a really big difference when you get your photos and videos back of the show. Okay, holler at me if you have any questions. Bye!